thing on? I'm not sure. I don't have a recording indicator. Well, I'm just gonna say it's on. Hey guys, how's it going? It's Nathan here. Welcome back to my channel. Alright, so instead of doing a roll-up vacuum review, I am gonna do a phone review. This is the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 4. Yep, that's a handful. Alright, so I'm not new to foldable phones. I actually had the Z Fold 2 for about a year and a half. I recently got the Fold 4. About 3 months I've been using this guy and I've been loving it. Alright, so in this video I'm going to do 5 reasons why I like this guy and 5 reasons why maybe you should think about something else. So let's just jump right into it. Now, the first reason why I like the Z Fold 4 is just from my personality. I like to stand out, and this thing is definitely a crowd pleaser. When you stand in line and just start flipping it out, closing it, people definitely look at you and they always ask about it. I was down in Disneyland and I think I had like 3 or 4 people ask what this thing is. Now, if you like to stand out, you're not going to see a lot of these foldable phones out in the public. Well, I guess people like the iPhones. They like just a standard like Samsung phone like the S22 Ultra. So, that's number 1. You're going to stand out and definitely get some questions about this guy. Alright, so number 2, build quality. Honestly, when you're spending about $1,800 on this guy, you want something that feels premium, and this definitely feels like it will hold its own. It's like having a brick in your hand, but that's not a bad thing. I personally like heavier phones just because they feel more premium in the hand, and this thing feels solid compared to like the first generation where apparently some tech reviewers had the screen lifting up. They actually thought it was like a screen cover. This thing feels pretty solid, and it's I believe was it 68X water resistant. So yes, you could take this in the rain and you're not going to worry about this thing breaking on you. Okay, so third thing, this has the newer 8 Gen Plus processor. I hope I'm saying that right. I think it's called the 8 Plus Gen processor, and this thing is pretty snappy. Now, granted, the Fold 2 wasn't bad, but this thing definitely just flies through applications. When I open it up, I have no issues playing Angry Birds, surfing the web, looking at pointless Facebook photos. Whatever I need to do, this thing will keep up. And I like the fact that these screens are 120 Hz refresh rates, so with that higher refresh rate, it definitely feels snappier. Now, if you're a YouTuber and you do your entire channel on a smartphone, you appreciate the upgraded cameras. These cameras are pretty nice, and I think they actually do better than the S22 Ultra, which I'll do a later video on that smartphone. So yes, this is a nice upgrade over the 3 and over the 2. Alright, so where am I at? The fourth thing. The fourth thing I like about the Z Fold 4 is the fact that this is an all-in-one device. Now, I did go to California, took my tablet, and this thing kind of sat in the bag. I didn't use it as much as I thought I would. I've been using this a lot more. It's a lot easier just to pull out, flip up, and it's big enough. I believe this is a 7.6 inch display that I can do everything. So it's like having a tablet slash smartphone in your pocket. So really my iPad kind of sat in the bag where I've been mainly using this. It was able to do everything I needed to do. Alright, so number 5, my biggest reasons why you should get the Z Fold 4 is, well, there's nothing else like it on the market. It's really pretty cool. It's unique, it's definitely a standout product, and the fact that it just kind of blows me away how far technology has come. So again, if you want to be the coolest kid on the block, number 5, my top reason why I got this thing is because it has a lot of purpose, and the fact that it's, I don't know, I'm just keep blabbing, but it's just such a cool device. Alright, so let's just go and talk about the negatives. Okay, let's start with number 1, biggest elephant in the room, price. Yep, this thing's going to cost you $1,800. Now, when you consider there's a lot of great smartphones out there for about $500, like the Pixel 7, you can get that for like $450. And if you pay that to like a regular iPad 10-inch, which is about $440, you can definitely save about $1,000 if you go with just those 2 devices. So you can have the tablet, plus you can have a smartphone, but then again, you can have 2 devices. So that's one of the biggest downsides is pricing. And what's interesting is the Z Fold 3 and Z Fold 4 on Verizon's website is the exact same price, around $1,800. I'm not sure why the Fold 3 is the same as the newer model, but that's just something to note. Alright, so number 2. I did say I like the heavier weight, but some of you guys might not like that. If you stick it in a small pocket, let me try to show you here. This is skinnier jeans. You can see it sticks out pretty much. So you're definitely gonna notice this thing in your pocket. Maybe it's not so bad if you have like baggy jeans, but this thing definitely will stick out. Now, it's not as durable as like, let's say, the S22 Ultra. I would be more happy or more inclined to drop that thing and not worry about breaking versus this thing. I'm pretty sure if I drop this thing, I probably have some issues with the screen. I don't think it's like quite as durable. Now, speaking of accessories, I guess this is number 3. It's kind of hard to find a decent case. Now, I'm personally using like this kind of like bumper case. It's a little pricey. I think I paid like $60 for it, and it has kind of like this what do you call it, tape around the edges. And I noticed that over time, just after 3 months of using it, I don't know if you can see that, but like it just kind of feels like it's creasing a little bit. I don't know, maybe I'm OCD, but I kind of wish it wasn't creaking right there in the middle there. Maybe it's just the glue or something. So it's kind of hard to find cases. Now, speaking of cases, the Fold 3 and the Fold 4 do support the S Pen, and unfortunately there's no way to install the S Pen. You actually have to get this crazy bumper third-party case thingy if you want to hold the S Pen, but I kind of wish it was included and there was some way to slide it in. It'd be like a Fold 4 Note thingy, but that's just probably my biggest downside, and that would be number, I think, 3. I lost track. Alright, so the next downside is the UI. Even though I find this is extremely quick, works well, some of the stuff that I'm doing, like for example, you can do YouTube, you have this full interface, but if you flip it up, you can actually have it like this, which is kind of interesting, but you still see that crease right there. And if you go into like a video, you can like see like the comments down here and see the video. But what's interesting, if you close it up, it just takes a second for it to go on this cover display, and some applications actually won't scale properly, and it just gets kind of jumbled up. I know Samsung tried to add some party tricks. I believe you can do like a little touchpad here. If I click down here, let's say if I go to Chrome, you can see there's like a little trackpad I can do. It's really kind of goofy. I felt like this trackpad's a little small. You could like change the volume here. It's okay, but it just seems kind of awkward. And I'm like constantly flipping it like this and this. So you kind of have to get used to the UI. Hopefully down the road, Samsung can improve it, make it more streamlined. And again, I noticed some bugs where on some apps, if I have it on this screen and I close it up, it doesn't scale back properly to this display, and then vice versa. Alright, so I think I'm at number 5. Probably my biggest gripe about this phone is the fact that there's a lot of competition out there, and I think a lot of people don't necessarily need a folding phone. They could buy a good $500 smartphone and then get a good $400 tablet. Keep in mind, if you go that route, you're carrying 2 devices, but most people will probably just go that route. They're happy with this large display, and most phones these days are nearing about 7 inches diagonal display, so it's big enough to do what they need to do. Alright, so that's just my quick review of my 5 things I liked about the Fold and 5 things I don't like about it. If you have any questions, shoot a comment down below. And as always, thank you so much for watching. If you're new, you can subscribe. If not, no big deal. But I like technology and I want to showcase these cool products here on this channel. So be safe out there. I'll catch you guys next time. And I got some cool products coming down the pipeline on this channel. So adios. I'll have something else soon. Bye.